Hello and welcome to the weather outlook for the upcoming week here for Long Island. Unfortunately, we're going to be dealing with another heat wave again. And this weekend wasn't so great. We had a lot of smoke around yesterday, bad air quality, even though the dew points were lower. It really didn't feel that great outside because of the smoke. And today, the humidity is returning after some showers and still dealing with some haze out there, still some haze and smoke. And you can see showers and thunderstorms that did wind up developing. Thunderstorms actually over southern New Jersey. Had some thunderstorms. And you can see that we do have a warm front that is moving through, so that is going to bring in the warmer air. Again, we had some pretty bad air quality. Taking a look at some of this is a graph here from, I don't know which one I've got highlighted here, but you can see how the AQI really got bad yesterday. Yesterday was and even throughout the day today. It started improving a little bit toward this evening, but still, you still see some areas in the red and stuff, just dealing with poor air quality, all this smoke around. That's again, you can sort of see it on the satellite again, what we're dealing with here, and you can see there's that smoke. Clearly see it there. And if we look at the temperatures around outside right now, we're dealing with upper 70s. It's very humid. Today's been very, very humid. You can see we got 79 at Islip, dew point 75, so very muggy evening. Wasn't that hot here on Long Island, but just very, very muggy. And of course, in the alley, it's first of all, I was at the beach, and it was pretty nice at the beach. You can see some cumulonimbus in the background there, some of the thunderstorms to the south, and then the sunset was really nice too. Again, we had that. See from the smoke, you can see the smoke there. Sunset getting pretty red as it was getting lower in the sky. Another cumulonimbus off to the north, but no lightning from that one. But in the alley, I went from the beach where it was really like in the mid 70s, and then I got the alley. It's like 83 degrees, just really.
Oh, I hate this place!
Yeah, horrible here. Come back to this neighborhood, you're just dying. You're just dying in this neighborhood. The inner city over here, Lake LaGuardia, where it's 82. The dew point is 73. So we'll look at the high temperatures today. And the beach again, 77, much better at the beach if you're at the beach. That's the place to be. And we see the heat advisory that's in effect for Long Island. I don't know why there's nothing for New Jersey yet. I'm sure that's going to be popping up shortly. But we'll look at the high temperatures today and you see across the island, not that hot. We have plenty of clouds around, upper 70s and low 80s. And if you go inland, of course, it was a little hotter. And if you look at that, wow. If you were into Ocean County Airport, you got up to 91 today. So, yeah, much, much hotter there. Though right now the temperature's dropped to 75. So it's cooler there than the alley by almost 8 degrees. Let's take a look and see how much rainfall we picked up today in the past 24 hours, I guess. We'll take a look. Not a whole lot in Nassau County, but some areas wound up getting a little more. Some parts of Suffolk County got a quarter of an inch. Not too much out in the Hamptons. And let's see how New Jersey did here. I think they wound up getting a little more rain. No, not that much. 0.10 at Ocean County Airport. Not really that much. The heavier amount seemed to be around Philadelphia. But that's what it's looking like right now as far as rainfall goes. But we won't have to be dealing with that. We got to be dealing with the heat that I'm not looking forward to. This summer has just been unbelievably hot. And they actually got an all-time high temperature of 100 degrees at Tampa today, which is over here. In Florida. Yeah, you think Florida gets extreme heat. It is hot, but they don't usually see 100. It's not very common in Florida to see 100 degrees. But you can see a lot of smoke and haze across the whole country, so really any hopes of seeing any blue skies, not looking very likely. I see smoke from out west, too. I think we probably have some fires going on out west as well. I know we have some around the Grand Canyon and stuff as well. We'll take a look at Canada. See what's going on up there, and you can see all the smoke. Yeah, lots of smoke up in Canada here. These fires are mostly in Manitoba, and yeah, a whole lot of them. You can see the smoke there. Oh yeah, I could see it right here. There's a sun setting right there. Looks like we have a pretty big fire there in That's actually Saskatchewan province, I think, on the border of Saskatchewan and Manitoba. These look like some pretty big fires right here, and then more smoke over here in the northern Rockies. Seeing some smoke here as well. So yeah, this is going to be dealing with hazy skies for a while, unfortunately, especially so hazy, hot, and humid. The heat builds. Let's go and first we'll go over our statistics for today, just briefly, and the radar as well. Ice up at a high of 81 and a low of 72. And again, these dew points well up into the 70s made it feel just really uncomfortable today. Looking at the radar, there are some thunderstorms up in Connecticut. It looks like Massachusetts, though. And there's one small cell that's right in New Jersey there. But it's mainly going to be about the heat for this upcoming week as we deal with the ridge that will be dominating. So let's go to the European here, and I'm on the wider view so you can see the scope of this ridge that we have going on here. We'll show you the jet stream here, and you see there's that ridge that's going to be building over the whole east country. They like to use the word heat dome, but it's just a big hot high that's going to keep the heat around, and we will wind up seeing relief, though, as we get toward the weekend. You see a trough coming in as we get toward the weekend, and that will temper the heat. But there is a pretty big ridge, so if we go to the... You'll take a look at this big ridge building there, and there's that ridge right there. You can see it. And it's going to be with us for much of the week. That means we are going to be dealing with temperatures above normal. So if we look at our temperature anomaly chart, you'll see the heat that we're going to be dealing with here on the Euro. So there it is. But you'll notice as we get toward Thursday and Friday, things start cooling off. Thank God they do. Thank God they do. So looking at the surface, we'll show you the ridge. And again, this is what we got here. So high pressure in control for tomorrow. We won't have to deal with any thunderstorm activity tomorrow. Probably not Tuesday either. Wednesday, probably not. But then as we get to Thursday with the cold front, that's what we'll have to watch for the possibility of some thunderstorm activity. And it looks like it's trying to form a low along the front, which might mean enhanced rainfall into at least part of Friday before that low starts moving away. Of course, this is the European. That's what the European thinks. GFS. Sure, I did the Euro. That's the GFS. The GFS kind of does a similar thing there. But generally speaking, you see that that's when we're going to have to wait till Thursday to see any relief. So we're going to be dealing with these really hot temperatures. So let's go and look at the HRRR here to start. And again, as far as precipitation goes, we're not really going to be seeing much in the way of any thunderstorm activity, though it does show some activity Tuesday evening, possibly just from the heat of the day, kind of. So it could be slight. That's going to be mainly inland, though. So we'll first start with the dew points and the wind flow. And the winds go they start tomorrow from the north, all right, which might bring in slightly drier air, but it may also bring in some more of that smoke. So the dew points might drop into the upper 60s perhaps, and then the winds shift to the south in the afternoon. And with that, the dew points kind of rise again. So there will be a sea breeze, probably mainly just for the South Shore in the afternoon. And then Tuesday, we start off with that west-southwest wind. And similar thing, though, it looks like the dew points, at least on the HRRR, seem to come down a little bit during the day. So that at least we won't have... The humidity won't be quite as high, but it's certainly going to be hotter. So temperatures, as we get into tomorrow, you'll see here, we will be seeing 90. 90 probably low highs in the low 90s across much of Long Island, and mid-90s, maybe a little more in the inland areas, possibly closer to mid to upper 90s if you're in Jersey. And then the sea breezes will drop temperatures in the evening, and then in the evening the temperatures drop into the 70s unless you're, again, living in a urban shithole like I am. And then for Tuesday, even hotter. We'll have temperatures mid 95 to 100 in a good area. Some areas could hit 100 in Jersey, and even inland parts of Long Island, well into the 90s. It's as far out as this particular model goes. If if we want to go a little further, we can go to the European. We'll go to the GFS this time because it's actually showing even hotter temperatures. So we're going to kind of go to the GFS here. Here's the GFS. And then as we go into Wednesday, we do it again pretty much. Maybe a little less. Maybe there's a little more of a sea breeze component. Again, use the dew points again. They're a little bit lower. So that's the only saving grace is the humidity won't be quite as bad. It will come down a little bit as we get into some of that drier air. And then as we head into Thursday, you see what happens here. We have an easterly wind. The winds become easterly on Thursday, which may hold down the temperatures a little bit, actually, because Thursday is going to be the day the front's going to be moving through, but because it's going to be a slow-moving kind of rain, you can see what we're going to have. We may have an all-day rain on Thursday, perhaps. It could be quite a wet day, and that could linger into part of Friday. And there could be quite a lot of rain from this. You can see it's forming a low along it, and that could bring. So instead of getting a severe weather type of deal, we may be getting a lot of rainfall. This is what the European is showing, perhaps as much as 2 to 3 inches of rain, and this would fall in. Probably going to miss the month of July, or maybe it will be part of the month of July. But the European obviously slows down the front and forms a wave of low pressure along it, which would bring heavy rain, possibly showers and thunderstorms on Thursday. But we've got to get through 3 days of heat before that happens, unfortunately. And again, looking at the dew points here, again, the European is a little bit higher with them, but the dew points seem to be not quite as tropical. It seems like the more tropical dew points seem to be staying off to the south. So we'll have to see. It's still going to be brutal no matter how you cut it. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this, and I'll be back here on. We'll talk about the heat briefly in a short video, just the highs for the day, going over the highs and the records. Just if we have any records and stuff, maybe before we get to Wednesday. But maybe. So I'm going to be away from here as much as possible because it's going to be absolutely brutal in this place. I don't want to be anywhere near this town or this apartment. So you'll see plenty of sun tomorrow. Again, there could be some smoke, haze around, but not much in the way of any clouds. Same deal for Tuesday as well. As we get into Wednesday, maybe you start seeing a little more high clouds from the front as it approaches. So that is what we're looking at right now. We're going to go to the smoke next, and I don't think we have the 0Z smoke model in yet. We can use the 18Z smoke model, I guess. We need to use one that goes firm. So first I'm going to start with the vertically integrated smoke. So you see what happens tomorrow. We have hazier. The smoke's moving in, especially by the afternoon. You definitely see that. And it's still going to be with us as well on Tuesday. So there's going to be haze in the sky. And there may be some near-surface smoke as well. So let's take a look at this as well. Not so much for tomorrow, but it's possible. It's possible because there's plenty of smoke coming from Canada and the West. You see it on here. So it's plenty of smoke, and I have a feeling we'll be dealing with that. So it's going to be bad. I have a feeling they'll probably have to issue an air quality alert for tomorrow or one of those days as well, possibly. Let's go over to Ventu Sky. We'll visualize the heat over here as well. For tomorrow, we'll put 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and you see what's going to happen. Now, tomorrow, there's no sea breeze, so that's why I think we're going to shoot into the mid-90s in a lot of inland areas across Long Island. The only sea breeze is right on the south shore. As we move on to 5 o'clock, you'll start seeing a sea breeze develop, dropping temperatures. But if you're away from the water, even if you're just a mile or two inland, it's going to be a brutal day. It's brutal. And as we go into Tuesday, it's going to be even worse. Even though we have a southwest wind and a pretty strong one, if you're at the beach, it'll be good. But if you're inland, how about close to 100 degrees in the North Shore, perhaps for Tuesday? So this is going to be brutal here. I think we have a good shot at seeing 100 degrees in a lot of areas on Tuesday. I really do. I think we have a good shot at seeing 100 degrees. in a lot of areas. It's going to be very, very hot. Again, on the South Shore, you're on the beach, there will be a breeze. And as we go into Wednesday, it's a little bit better, a little more of a sea breeze that day. But Tuesday looks like the worst, as far as the worst part of the heat is going to probably be on Tuesday. That's going to be a day that you really don't want to be going outside if you don't have to go outside. And then it breaks by Thursday. So we have 3 real days of real hot weather that we're going to have to contend with, as well as possibly, again, that smoke around. Again, this is showing 100 degrees perhaps in certain parts of Long Island. Even though there is a south wind, there's so much compression going on in the atmosphere. And the point is, when we look at humidity, you'll see what I mean. So you see the humidity is only 30 or 40%. If we look at the dew points, you'll see the dew points are actually in the 60s. So there's some sinking air, and that's what's creating the heat inland. But it's also mixing in some drier air, which will bring some relief to the humidity. But it's going to be hot nonetheless. And air quality, air quality is saying unhealthy on this. So this is the air quality. Tomorrow also saying unhealthy. Tuesday be even worse. And then Wednesday, maybe some improvement. But this is not going to be a fun week at all. So this is going to be bad. It's going to be brutal. Not looking forward to it. And try to spend as much time either at the beach or inside in air conditioning. Those are the really only 2 places you're going to be able to deal with being outside for the next 3 days. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Good night.